Can you explain your views on Jesus? Yes. Listen, I have a degree in biblical studies. I sat under and adored Dr. Habermas, who wrote about the Shroud of Turin, and he believed that it was evidence that Jesus existed and so on and so forth. So I've also done research and read a lot of other historians that believe Jesus never existed. So here's my belief. In the original transcripts, there's no evidence that says that Jesus is Yahweh. There's some certain transcripts that say that Jesus was a God, that Jesus was God-like, that Jesus exhibited God-like qualities, but never does it say Jesus was Yahweh. Now, I like Jesus, okay? He came with a way better message of meekness and kindness than the God of the Old Testament, Yahweh, who was a jealous God and angry and murdered thousands of his creators. Now, it's really hard to know about Jesus because the first and earliest documents or letters we ever have written about him were 35 years after his death. They think it was Mark that wrote it. And all the other ones came within the next 100 to 200 years. There were no documents or letters or anything written about him during his life and for the next 30 years that we have seen. With that said, I think he was a cool dude. I loved his messages. The majority of his message is good. And I think he was an inspired being like Buddha, like Gandhi, like Martin Luther King, who really came to wake us up and make us think a different way. I think when Jesus talks about like God is in him, that he means that for us too, that all of us have God in us. Whether you believe or not, you are innately born as creation with the divine. We just don't tap into it. We don't choose to listen to the divine in ourselves because it's so much easier to listen to the divine in someone else and what they're saying and what they're writing down, i.e. the Bible, which is full of thousands and thousands of errors related to the original documents. Personally, I believe that Jesus came to say, you're already saved. That's my belief, not a fact. Just like you have a belief, but not a fact.